this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And, Charles, you can't really fault him. He's over 100 yards already. He's not the reason they're losing.
And that is really unusual because ordinarily when you've set the tone this way and have run it this effectively, usually your team's in control. So it's a very strange situation. And you're right, you can't fault him. He's done a great job for his team thus far.
I'm guessing he's saying, feed me on the sidelines. Now will they continue to do it? They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes the sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
When you spend your first-round pick on a pass rusher, you are absolutely counting on him to be an impact player. And there you go. Right away, he gets to the quarterback.
And guess what? Likely the first of many that we're going to see from that young man. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Mayfield. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. Back to it after the pick six. Mayfield. Throw left side taken in by Palmer. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got a man downfield, it's Otten. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there, That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. In motion left, Godwin. Now Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. In motion left, Godwin. Mayfield looks to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Mayfield to throw it. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. That catch for his career is number 731, and that's the number that Calvin Johnson ended with when he stopped his career in 2016.
Yeah, what could have been for him. So maybe now what we'll see is someone else continue to elevate their game and put this number well in his rearview mirror. I think 800, not out of line here.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Godwin's got it. Touchdown Tampa Bay. A great play there in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Bucs are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the 1st half. So the late touchdown there, and that certainly changes things as we move toward halftime.
Yeah, and there's a potential for things to change even more because remember, they get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So they could potentially double up here and take the lead. A great opportunity for them.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the 1st half as they'll kick this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, it's off to the land to check on the Browns at home in the dog pound. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Deebo Samuel, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Jordan Love has thrown a touchdown pass. In the first half, it was the lefty, Michael Penix, who had it working. His two touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and Baker Mayfield set to take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just this series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, where are the adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball? Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
What's that? What's that?
Here's Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They run out of the gun with Irving. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. 135 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, if you like the guys who run the ball, you're enjoying watching this. But the other guys, especially the defense coordinator, trying to figure out an answer on how to slow down the running game. I think maybe he starts to call more blitzes, because you can call run blitzes in order to try and get more people to the point of attack.
They go play action. Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. This is certainly not what this offense wants to see. That's Chris Godwin shaken up following that last play. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. On the ground, it's Irving. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really chips away at your confidence.
Now a 2nd and 6. Mayfield down. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide, because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. To throw, Mayfield. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the left hash, a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Falcons offense and Michael Penix set to take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would, and in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official.
Still second down.
Let's go.
Toss play to Robinson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here is 3rd and 5. And looking to throw, Penix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Slot man moves right. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not,
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Penix. Locates Mooney on the out route. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit.
Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Penix. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 22-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Here's Penix. Complete to Mooney on the slant. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Second down and a little more than a yard here. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson from 13 yards out. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And that makes it a 9-point game. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Bijan Robinson. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. DeMarvion overshown, the one to bring him down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throwing, Mayfield. This one taken in by Otten. He's got room at the 30. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 52 yards.
And normally when you think about huge field flipping plays like this, it's that shifty slot receiver or that burner on the outside. Not here. That's a tight end doing work down the field. Where's the oxygen mask? He's going to need it after that one. A big, big play.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A run with Irving. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mayfield. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Trey Palmer from 17 yards out. And the Buccaneers have got it back to within a score.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And the lead is down to 2. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Well, now how about this return? And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They begin the drive with Robinson. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go, set.
To the air, Penix. Looking sideline, incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Penix working out of the gun here. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
Seems to me that our friend Old Momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
In motion, the tight end. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Palmer. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
They'll run. This is Irving. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Now whistles here before the snap. Looked like one of the Bucs may have moved.
Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
Palmer going to go in motion left.
Back to throw.
That's taken in by Palmer.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to her? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
On third down, they go with Irving.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed two, but only got one. Fourth down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Got London on a slant.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Second down and 4. They'll throw with Penix.
And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Operating from the gun, Penix.
Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one, but occasionally the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly, maybe someone tipped it off, but on that play, it had no chance.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's the backup Darnold. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Palmer going to go in motion left.
Mayfield.
He's got Otten.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
The numbers throwing the ball have been great. He's up over 300 yards now for the game.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now Mayfield. Keeps himself upright.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd.
Picked up by Jesse Bates.
And the Falcons will take over here just shy of the 30.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Darnold.
Into space at the 45.
And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
41 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4.
Let's go now.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 4.
From the shotgun, it's Penix.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Logan Hall fighting through and dropping him for the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Here's Logan Cook now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start on the ground with Irvin. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. In motion goes the tight end. Here's Mayfield. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll set up a throw. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that's caught inside the 35. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 44 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Robinson up the middle. 46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but with the offense coordinator